very quickly moving forward. And they've already got the Techies first ban, of course, with the SAPPHIRE ban as well. And then the Doom Wisp. First 2 picks for LGD are Mag and Oracle against this Phoenix. So very quickly through this first phase, it seems like.
So before we start talking about the draft, I want to say that LGD are obviously going to be massive favourites here in chat. You know, we all like watching them. They play really entertaining, but I think we should definitely give Aster the respect they deserve for not having lost a series so far.
Yeah.
You know, these guys are playing really well. There's no reason they can't beat LGD. But again, LGD definitely going to be the big favourites here, just because not only this tournament, but also winning the Pro Cup just before. So I'm interested to see a new team this tournament if they can be the ones to break LGD.
That is a very, very early Storm Spirit. Not a hero that we see get picked up in the first phase like this, of all heroes too.
Okay, so let's go from the top of this first phase, right? First pick Mag, fair enough, sure. First pick Phoenix from Aster in return, sure, yeah, again, why not? It's a strong hero. So the Oracle from LGD is something that I think Innocence plays really well, personally.
Yeah.
I mean, I can imagine LGD playing as a 3 or a 4 or something as well if they really wanted to, but I think the Oracle, especially in the laning stage, is really good against the Phoenix because you have the root to stop him from diving away, but also that burst damage at level 3, which is really key. But Aster, this Storm, you know, how many times have we talked about this? When you play against Oracle, you need a way of being able to catch that Oracle at the start of fights. Yeah. So somebody else in your team goes on their front line, and the Storm just instantly dives through and finds the backline of the Oracle straight away, right? So the way you should look at this Storm pick is that you know it's always going to be good for Aster against this Oracle, this game. Against LGD, sorry. But now, think about it as a carry, where they've picked it at the end of the first phase, and they can now protect the Storm with 3 bans. So you see instantly they ban out the anti-mage. Done. Storm doesn't have to worry about it anymore. I imagine they probably take out the Void as well, potentially, if they don't want to pick it for themselves.
Yeah, we could see that they ban out the Monkey King as well as the Night Stalker. That Night Stalker, another one of those heroes that's able to jump the back and go for that Oracle, especially with the Crippling Fear, stop that False Promise from coming in, really stopping anything from coming out from that Oracle. It is such a deadly silence, especially against this 5-position Oracle. So they ban out the Jug, they ban out the AM. I would assume Void is the last ban, but I say that with Aster having the next pick. So maybe they want to go Void. That could certainly be the case.
Yeah, potentially. But again, Void into Mag Oracle doesn't sound great. You have the hard save for the Chrono, etc. But like we say, if the Storm's doing his job in the fights and is finding the Oracle, then the Void should be able to freely get this Chrono off anyway.
Yeah. So let's see if they ban the Void themselves, because I think if they don't ban the Void, they might be looking to pick it up, because you have the jump to the Oracle, you also have the Chronosphere. You could start, in a way, 2 separate fights or 2 separate engagements. Make sure the Oracle can't get the save off. I wouldn't be surprised to see an early maybe Orchid from the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, I think so. Like, basically, Oracle's going to die every single time, isn't he? Unless he precasts Fortune's End on himself.
Maybe ban the Void themselves. Okay.
Yeah, I think the Void ban's really good. It's a hero that makes Storm's game hard, so take it out. And it works well with the Mag with Empower.
Yeah.
So what do they go for here? I mean, is Rubik still in the pool? It is.
Yeah, not really amazing with LGD's lineup at the moment, but seems really good for Aster considering False Promise and RP are on the table.
Yeah, I mean, stealing False Promise isn't really... It doesn't happen very often. But stealing RP, because there's a big animation, is a lot easier.
Now I'm starting to wonder whether or not this Magnus is going to be played in the mid, off, or even with the Jin Q4.
Yeah, that's what we all want to see.
It seems like he just makes me have to question every single draft. Any hero could be played by Shinkyu.
It's not just him, it's Faithian as well. I think both of them have this massive hero pool.
For sure.
I'm pretty sure between them they could play any hero right now at a strong level, that whole team.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. They go
Oh, they get Tree Phoenix.
So wow, yeah, we have not seen the Tree Phoenix combo. I'm not even certain we've seen a
I don't think we've
tree
seen any
yet.
tree.
He has.
Last OGA. This is a hero we saw all the time. Do you remember we
Mhm.
were talking about like protecting towers and things? It's kind of fallen out a little bit in favor since then, but I'm still a big tree fan. I think that hero is really strong.
Yeah, he got picked once by Team Magma, and they lost to Aster. He went 1-7-13. It was Tiny TB,
Oh, it's Taz that
Snap,
played it, wasn't it?
Quap,
I think.
and Tree. And you want to know what I've been actually recognizing is one, we have not seen the TB in like the last 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
That hero is just kind of like fallen away. And now the Tiny finally finding a game here.
But it's cool to see as the tournament goes on that the meta of the tournament starts to adapt and teams start to do different things because it means that they are learning. Like they're trying to find answers to different heroes because I think SAPPHIRE especially has gone up in ranks massively.
So TB was last picked 2 days ago by eHome against Aster. And that, for me, that Tiny doesn't even scream for either. We've seen Faith Beyond love that hero.
I mean, it's Faith Beyond's favorite hero. I think is it his most played pub hero? I think.
Pub hero? I can check really quick for you. I want to say probably not, but Legion Commander comes out for Team Aster.
So they have two really good ways of protecting the egg now, with Overgrowth and with Duel, both BKB piercing. So you have to press the attack against the mag as well with the RP, which is good.
So yeah, so he's got 60 games on this Tiny in pro play with a 71.67 win percentage.
Shit.
With that amount of games, that is his second best hero, but only by a little bit of a percentage. Where Earthshaker, he's played 32 games and has a 72% win percentage.
Yeah, he's good at that hero.
Like
as well.
That is nuts, and that's Earthshaker with half the games.
Meanwhile,
in his pub profile, 206 games on Tiny. It's his
not that many.
fifth most played hero, and it's got a 52.91 win percentage.
Does he have his pub profile data shared though?
I think so.
Okay.
Also, by the way, something to really note: his most played hero is Invoker by like a lot. He's got 454 games on Invoker with a 53.74 win percentage, followed by Shadow Fiend with 236 games. Like, that's such a crazy amount of Invoker for Faith Beyond. I feel like I wouldn't expect that. But Troll comes out, and that is a hero we've seen banned at times, but maybe played once or twice this entire event.
We've seen it either picked or banned before, I remember, but so they needed an egg hitter, which is the important thing. And they need something that builds natural status resistance as well, which Troll definitely is. So like you can either go Manta to purge out of Overgrowth straight away, or you can look to go like SMY Satanic this game against the Duel and the Overgrowth as well, which is really nice. But you have to remember it's Oracle Troll here as well. Like this draft at the moment is literally like we are all gathering around our Troll. Troll is going to be our big hitter. And we are going to have this like buff Troll strat. Do you remember when was it LGD that did it with the Sven before as well?
Well, not this event. I will say that it's only been banned 6 times. It has not gotten picked yet.
Yeah, but it's been picked up. I remember seeing it somewhere in a draft before though.
It might have been Pro Dota Cup.
No, but I mean as part of the bans.
Yeah. It's only been banned 6 times. It has not been picked. So yeah, you're right.
So they have Empower for the Troll, they have the Oracle with the Troll. I imagine it's probably going to be Mag mid here, and they're going to pick Xingqiu a different hero last.
Which could realistically just be anything. Like, that's the crazy part. It could be anything. He could be on the Tiny, he could be on the Magnus, and then, I don't know. There's a whole slew of heroes that he could be on. Like you could put him on a 4-position Void Spirit if you really wanted to. He's played Wisp, Techies, Void, Skywrath, Lena, Tiny, Pugna, Void again. Like, this doesn't look like a 4 positions profile. It's kind of ridiculous. And Death Prophet. So yeah, that could be a whole bunch of things. We've seen 4 position Death Prophet by Jinkyu.
I think, depending on lane matchups, what I can see happening is that they may put the Tiny 4,
Wow.
they put the DP 3, and then put the Mag mid.
So let's see.
But unsure.
Ame on the Troll, no surprise. XXS on the Legion Commander. Jinkyu will play the Tiny, and then it will be an off-lane Death Prophet. So obviously that leaves Innocence with the Oracle. DD on the Storm, Bobica on the Phoenix, teaming on the Treant Protector, XXS on the Legion Commander, leaving Monet on the Arc Warden. We have seen this Arc Warden a handful of times, and it has continued to give Mofara PTSD.
Always.
Let's see what the stats are on this Arc Warden. I know I just keep looking over to another screen, but it's where I'm getting the most bulk of my information.
It's a really good Arc Warden game, though, right? Obviously, with the DP, they have ways of pushing buildings through the magnetic field, which is nice. But in terms of like kiting the troll, and like they have problems on LGD of getting to the backline and finding the Arc Warden. It's hard to bet against LGD, but even so.
Arc Warden has won 3 of 4 games, so kind of hard to bet against the Arc Warden. How does this Death Prophet offlane interact with this team? Like, what's it trying to accomplish? Just continued push, or like, what's the build here?
It's a hero that takes away focus from the troll, which is nice. It gives them an ability to group up, and they have really strong team fight where they can play around Exorcism and RP. Again, it's another hero that works really well with the Oracle, so they have 2 cores that the Oracle can play off now as well. I think they needed an ability to be able to force fights early on that didn't require the troll to be there, which Exorcism definitely does. And the other problem is, how many times have we talked about when you play against this Treant Protector, if you don't take towers quickly, and in that small duration, the window you have, they just get healed up to full again with living armor. Yeah. So, I mean, good luck trying to push into Aster this game with living armor and Arc Warden, but at least they have a kind of a way of doing that with the DP. So like their high ground defense on Aster is insane.
Yeah. This is going to be interesting. I don't know if they're going to be able to push through this this Treant. Although we've seen Treants kind of stray away from heavy in the living armor, right? Go like Leech Seed, Nature's Grasp, 1 in the living armor.
I think you max the living armor probably on the tree this game, I'm assuming. I'm not actually sure, but.
"30 seconds to battle. The battle begins. Dire's courier has been killed.
To me!
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Ever in doubt. Ever. Both these supports in the bot lane just trying to stop pulls and like block camps and things as well. Bot lane, Faith Bian. Peacock call. The call. We're just having, you know, just sorting it out. It's fine. Don't worry, guys. Oh, DD. Actually, DD gets the first blood mid on nothing to say.
Storms everywhere.
Wow. I feel like that shouldn't happen. Especially, well, I guess he has a point in Electric Vortex. If he uses it on the skewer, then I don't know. I guess Mag doesn't really have a play. Well played by DD. And now DD's level 5 and nothing to say's level 4, or just about to hit 4. Ooh, that's costly.
It's put him pretty far behind, and I want to see how DD plays this out, where how quickly does he get 6? How quickly does he move around the map when he does get 6, if he moves around the map?
I mean, especially with that kill, it means the 4-minute rune is going to be really important here for both teams, because if Storm gets a good active rune and can gank with his level 6...
Faith Beyond, Nature's Grasp, Bobica's down here, and they've got themselves the Crypt Swarm to get the kill, but they lose Faith Beyond.
Okay, so Phoenix makes a really early rotation, and they still only trade 1 for 1, but they are protecting their Arc Warden really well here. Just does mean that Arme up in this top lane going to be able to farm up pretty freely here. Pulls over the wave to the big camp, farms up both at once.
Pops the haste, Skewer Avalanche, and DD drops. Good rotations from Innocence and Jinkyu.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's all about the 4-minute rune, right? Like, you have to play around that timing. So, great play by LGD.
Well, he had the haste, but he also had TM come over and fill up his bottle
top
anyway.
tower is
I know the
under
haste
attack.
gives him that little extra oomph, but it wasn't, like, terrible, right? Just had the combination from the support.
Yeah, it's still
Dire's
good.
top tower is under attack.
I'm just going to TP mid and bottle up the Phoenix once. Yeah.
Supports do it for me, I'll do it for the supports.
5-minute mark, bounty runes.
Cute. Spark Wraith, Avalanche, now the toss. They've got the Spirit Siphon, TMing in some trouble. Monet trying to help, but this is looking like the Treant's going to drop. Jinkyu has to be very careful. He'll eat the Spark Wraith.
Oh,
It's
Monet
a lot
now.
of damage, but not enough. And now they've got the Fortune's in. Monet locked up. Not a lot of mana to work with. Faith Beyond's got 11 charges, now 13 on the wand. He'll pop them immediately. Doesn't
Look at
have
the
any
Monet,
Spirit
though.
Siphon available, but there's the Avalanche coming in as well as the toss. They've got the Fortune's in. Do they have the damage with the Purifying Flames? Yes, they do. Jinkyu gets the kill. They look over at Bobica. Jinkyu burns away from the Fire Spirits, and again, they've got... Ooh, they had themselves the Purifying Flames, but Faith Beyond dies too. And now they look after Innocence.
What an absolute mess, honestly. But this lane is it's just so much early fighting, which I love to see. What LGD are doing here, I mean, Armee's just able to free farm top lane up against the Legion, which they're very happy with. Mag's just pushing out the lane against Storm, and they're just trading one-to-one farm, which is good. But down in this bot lane, Arc Warden is not having like the most fun time ever. Like, yes, he's taking part in kills and things, but he's the core that's starting to fall behind the most, which is exactly what LGD want to happen.
There's the X-Nova ward spot coming out from the Dire.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So level 6 for nothing to say. And it feels like they want to use that RP Skewer Avalanche Toss combo to kill DD. With Jinkyu lingering. Good song by the Cranberries.
3 homes on which to waste them.
So DD backs away. He's empty on the bottle. Phase Boots picked up for the Troll. He's sitting second on the net worth. Compared to the Arc Warden, who's only got 2,300 net worth at this point, going into the Midas.
Once he gets the Midas, though, obviously his farm speed's going to increase a lot, but it's all about trying to reach that point first.
Keen Optic for the Magnus, and here they come bottom again. Avalanche, Fortune, Zand, as well as the Toss. That's right by Faith Beyond. They'll throw down the Spark Wraith. They've got the Icarus side, but there's the Spirit Siphon as well as the Purifying Flames. They have the damage with another Purifying Flames as Innocence is level 4, so has level 2 on that skill.
Yeah,
Have the damage, and they take out Monet again.
because it's not just the levels of farm either. Like, this Arc Warden's still level 5. Like, he's only just hit level 5, and we're 8 minutes into the game almost. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on Storm this game to try and make things happen with this decent start he's had.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Arc Warden's actually going to TP mid.
Got smoke on Oracle and Tiny, but they get broken. Avalanche, Toss, Fortune, Zand, and they should have the kill with
RP.
Purifying Flames. RP committed on
Not
Monet.
again.
Innocence has Purifying Flames, and the damage is there. Monet back-to-back deaths.
Back to back to back, I think. That's... yeah, that's
Radiant's
rough.
middle tower is
Storm?
under attack.
Ball Lightning trying to finish Innocence. Okay.
Oh. Tries to
He
get
will.
yeah, tries to get the disarm off, but not quite in time.
Shockwave, nothing to say. Avalanche comes in. He's not really in much trouble. He's got a double damage to work with.
Yeah, no mana on the Storm, but he does get his... oh, his bottle doesn't get refilled because Phoenix didn't have a slot at the time when he TP'd in.
Radiant's bottom tower
Oh,
is
that's
under
rough.
attack.
Now he's going to have to walk back to base, I'd imagine. After this wave.
Does he wait for the 10-minute bounty?
He could, but I don't think there's any point in. Like, that's... yeah, he's
That's
just
a
going to
long walk back, and Monet will take over mid. Meanwhile, he's still looking for that Midas. Exorcism used to farm this triple stack of Ancients for Faith Beyond.
Because you have to remember, this initial Midas timing is really important, because it sets all your other timings back if you get it late. Oh,
Duel. Innocence burning, but fine. At least for now. Avalanche comes in. Fortune's and Icarus dive 2. Bobica committing.
Oh,
Balling
Jinkyu
over
as
to now
well.
focus on the Tiny. To get the kill on Innocence, they'll take a Jinkyu and 2 dead on
Radiant's top
LGD.
tower is under attack.
10-minute bounty runes
Were
in
they-
just a second.
I'm not sure why they were up there. Were they like scouting stacks or something, maybe?
Potentially.
Because, you know, we do see teams like make these stacks for the Storm, especially on the big camp. Like, they're doing it now.
For my armor.
10-minute rune.
What does Troll have at this point? Going Yasha.
Dire's middle
Yeah, like we
tower
talked about, I
is
think
under
he's
attack.
well, he's either going to go Manta or SMY, because you either want the Manta for the overgrowth getting out of, or you want the status resistance for the dual plus overgrowth. I think he's probably going to go Manta, just because I think if Storm goes Orchid, he needs that potential. But he might wait and see what DD's building first. And if he sees this Staff of Wizardry, he might just go SMY instead. Could go
So
like...
nothing to say. Oh, go for it.
I was just going to say, could go like Yasha BKB if he really wanted as well, but I don't know how good that is.
I was going to say Magnus has RP available, but he's very close to the Blink Dagger. I wouldn't be surprised if he just waits on that Blink to go for the next RP. Would make sense, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess so.
Sure. I mean, we've been seeing this more from mid-mag, so that they go Blink before anything else. I think they've realised that they need to hit a faster tempo in the game, like a faster timing. Because otherwise what happens is, if they go like Echo Saber or something first, then they slow themselves down a lot and they can't fight until they get the Blink anyway.
Jinkyu. He's only got 400 gold to his name at the moment. He's not level 6 just yet, but Oracle is, and the False Promise is available for Innocence. They smoke up. Blink Dagger available for nothing to say. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to spot out Monet somewhere. They know he's mid.
I mean, they need to stop this tree, and they need to take the bot tier 1, because what's happening at the moment is the tree's just sitting bot lane and getting 3 levels and XP, just because he can push the lane out with Nature's Grasp and keep his tower alive with Living Armor. So they need to break the cycle here, try and kill the tree, or at least force the tower down with Exorcism and the Catapult Wave. Yeah, like tree's going to do the same thing again, going to pop Cliff, he has Living Armor up again. It's so annoying.
Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom
And this
tower
buys
is
so
under
much time
attack.
for Aster.
Now they're going to fully commit to the tower. Living Armor in 7. Nature's Grasp comes out again. Tiny, he's going to try and invade these trees. They do take the tower, so well done there by LGD. This is still opening up time for Monet. You've got Legion Commander getting close to that Blink Dagger. Storm, who wants that Bloodstone as quickly as possible. All the while, though, Troll still farming the jungle, going SNY first.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But look at Arc Warden's net worth now with the Midas. Like, he's shooting back up again. Like, he's almost caught up with his Legion, who was having a really good time top. So, like, these early deaths are bad for him, and he's not going to be as far ahead as he wants to be at this point.
Yeah.
But he is, you know, making his way through the game okay now.
Duels picked up for Faith Beyond.
Yeah,
What else
he
do you
does-
want on this offlane Death Prophet?
Good question. I thought he might go BKB, second item, after the Ultimate Blink queued up. I think if the game starts to go badly, he might just decide to go BKB. Also, I want to point out this troll is going SMY, which indicates to me that this SMY Satanic's probably coming out relatively early on.
Over here.
Looking over. Yules, silence. Now the Sunray,
What
but
an
they've got the
RP.
RP. That hits on a 2. They'll take out DD. Now they'll look over for XXS. Supernova in a pretty okay spot, but Innocence
Oh, that
will end up
Overgrowth
dead. And the Supernova goes off. Overgrowth used. Thought maybe they'd lose that egg. They only get the kill onto the Oracle, and they use Overgrowth as well as the Supernova, but it could have been much worse for Aster.
Yeah, that could have been really bad, because if the Overgrowth doesn't go off there, they kill the Phoenix, and then they kill the tree again straight away, like because of the Troll. But the big thing is that they killed the Storm originally in the first place, and now the Troll has SMY. So, his presence in fights is really going to be felt now. Great use by DP, though, to catch the Storm, you know, with the follow-up silence as well. And it's only 1 point in silence, but it's 3 seconds. So as this game goes on, the Storm does have to be wary. He's going to have to go BKB second item, I'd imagine. And mid lane, Jinkyu.
Dire's
Dropping
middle
a
tower
Bobica.
is under attack.
DD with the combination of the Sunray. Meteor Hammer first item for Phoenix. No huge shock on that one.
So he did die before, but he picked up the Arcane Rune for it, and instantly gets a kill with it straight away. It's like, I died, but I'll get my revenge.
Not the biggest revenge, but revenge nonetheless. And Magnus going Echo Saber.
Radiant's
What's after the
middle
Sun,
tower is
Janyasha?
under
Basher.
attack.
Yeah, that's a good game for it. Like, he needs the help, extra help for the gap close as well onto the Arc Warden, but it's the fact he's playing against the Storm, right? Like, at some point in this game, you're going to want to build Abyssal anyway. Because if you can get that initial Abyssal hit, and then follow up with some nets afterwards from the Berserker's Rage. Monet?
Monet is very far forward and gets obliterated.
I think even Arme was surprised to see him there. He kind of just went to hit the small cam, was like, oh my god, there's an Arc Warden.
Okay. Sure thing.
I think they assumed that LGD would be playing bot side of the map. So the Arc Warden thought he was pretty safe up here.
It's a massive kill for LGD, making it 9-9.
Tower is under attack.
And they're together. I would have assumed looking for a smoke, but neither of them actually. Nobody here has it. So, living armor constantly getting used. Tier 1 tower getting healed up.
Radiant's middle
They try to
tower
take this
is under
tower, they
attack.
don't get it, and it'll be back to full soon enough. But, as I say that, OGD, they go to the smoke. Jinkyu, nothing to say, as well as Innocence. Throw down some warding.
Radiant
That sentry's
Aster.
there. Question is, who can they find if it's this storm? I believe don't have vision of the storm, but they'll use the RP.
Ooh,
Avalanche
big
toss,
kill.
Fortunes, and DD. He goes down, and now they'll back up to clean up this sentry.
Big
Make
kill.
sure that their observer stays up.
Like every time they kill the storm on LGD, like it's the biggest kill on the map they can find, right? And it's the same thing again now. Look, this living armor comes out and it makes it more difficult to push, but they have a lineup that is very capable of taking towers. And they don't even need the DP exorcism here, just because the Arc Warden can't really play Dota at the moment. Like Monet just needs to keep farming right now. There's no way he can join fights. Probably for like the
Actually-
next 8 minutes or so, I'd imagine.
Yeah. I actually missed this ward over here. I didn't realize that that was up, and that's what saw the storm.
That makes sense. Okay. I didn't see it either.
I was looking at the cliff, the normal spot, but up by the stairs, and I think away from the cliff enough where if a sentry comes down, it's not going to catch that observer. It's only got 26 seconds left on it, though. And look at this, yeah, sentry's coming down. They were trying to figure out where this vision is. And I think they're going to look to sentry the cliff, too. No, yeah, they put down a sentry. No ward there either.
Oh, what a
Ooh,
skewer.
what a skewer! That was cute.
That was really nice. Cool. Okay. Troll has Bastion now. I think it's smoke time. If you're LGD, you've got a blink on your Tiny. Oh, they
Yeah.
don't have a smoke. Okay, they just grouped up for it and they were like, oh, hang on.
Radiant's
It's coming on the courier now. Yeah.
They do have RP in just 20 seconds.
Oh, there's an ancient stack.
Radiant's
I don't know if they
courier
saw
has
that.
been
Oh,
If Magnus sees this, yeah, this is massive.
yeah. They need to contest it, but it's already
Oh
gone.
my goodness. That's such a big swing in net worth.
Silence onto the Treant. Legion running for the
Come on,
moment.
Vivica.
Avalanche comes in. Now the Yules. Oh, Phoenix can't Icarus dive away, but they've got the Supernova as well as the duel. Overgrowth fuse, Electric Vortex, so gonna focus
Oh
on
my God,
Innocence.
the
RP comes out, they get the kill to the Legion as well as the Treant Protector. But Jinkyu with the toss back, they focus their attention onto the Storm Spirit. They get the kill on the 4 with Monet dropping 2. 4 for 1, and all they get is an Oracle.
Which my matriarch would prize.
Dire's middle tower is under
Faith
attack.
Beyond, he wants more.
They're
He's
gonna
got a
go for
Blink
both of them.
Dagger. Full team wipe. Wow.
My goodness. So let's
That was-
remember, before that fight, they took the ancient stack as well, and then
Yeah.
this fight happens. If they'd been a little bit more patient, or even just a bit quicker on Aster, they need to duel the Legion at the same time as they jump the Oracle. But I don't know if you notice, they dueled the DP, but just before the Storm Zip came through, the Oracle got Fate's Edict off onto the to the DP to stop any magic damage coming through. So that it meant Faith Beyond there was no way he was dying in that duel. Like, not with the Spirit Siphons going as well.
Wow. Arc Warden just melted in that fight too.
Yeah, but this is the problem. Like, because they shut his early game down so hard and delayed his first Midas usage by delaying the item, he's now in a position in the game where he's like, this is the kind of items you want at like, I don't know, 6 or 7 minutes, like probably like 7 minutes ago, maybe even earlier than that. But I mean that was just insanely good fight. Again, just not just for the fight, but the ancient stack as well.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Wow. And we have to remember they take the Aegis here on the troll. Like, he has Basher, he almost finished the Satanic as well. Like, he's about 2,000 gold away.
And it's 21 minutes. Yeah, and because I already know it's coming in chat. This looked like a great arc warding.
Yeah,
and I like the draft from Aster. But if you watch LGD's wording and their movements, I think they have done such a good job just moving around the map and making this game theirs.
Their spell usage and things this game has been really good. Like, even though Xingqiu had this really rough start to the game, he was still finding openings on the tiny. Like you say, the movements on the map, finding key pickoffs like the Arc Warden early on, Storm twice in the mid game. And like the skewer mid on the Phoenix.
The early game.
Yeah, the early game as well. Like the skewers on the Phoenix and stuff as well. They just look, honestly, they look a class above. And it's not just Aster, it feels like it's been everybody else in the tournament so far. So Aster, they're not out of this game yet, but it's slipping away, and they need to do something here to try and change that course.
It's going to be tough.
They do still have really good high ground defense, like we talked about though, with like Arc Warden Tree, with Phoenix, with the press the attack on the lead. Sorry, overwhelming odds.
That gets used. Avalanche toss. They'll find the Storm once again.
Okay.
Storm is not finding much, and he's down to 11 charges on this Bloodstone.
But the problem that Storm has is that he wants to be fighting in this mid game, but there's no +1 that he can play with that is going to make active moves on the map. The only hero he can rely on really is this Treant Protector to like give information on the map and get deep wards down to allow him to make long zips in. But LGD at the moment, they're playing within touching distance like with each other a lot of the time. Like maybe minus the
Magnus. Yules comes out from Faith. Beyond damage from the Sunray. Winner chicken dinner for Bobica and the Legion.
Troll takes the bot tier 2 though at the same time. A little bit greedy by LGD to try and take 2 tier 2s at once.
Yeah. That's his first bit of dual damage.
Yeah, but in a game like this, I mean, he's going to be happy to have got any, to be honest.
$13K net worth lead going Abyssal. I believe has the Satanic shipping out on Ame. Ever since this new inception of LGD, since all the drama surrounding, the CDC swap and everything that came along with it, there's a ball lightning looking for Innocence. Fortune Zen will try to survive on the run. Nature's Grasp, another duel. And there's the Yules from Faith Beyond, but over Ame looking over at DD. Got to remember that he's got the Aegis. He's also got the Satanic. He's looking like he's going to take out Monet. So he's got at least one.
Strong.
Magnus is going to be up in 3 seconds, and he's got a TP to a tier 1 over mid when he gets back up. Well, actually TP to the top lane as this fight looks like it's ending out.
Legion was in trouble there, but Yules was still on cooldown for like 2 seconds by the time his TP went off. But how do they deal with Ame now? He's absolutely huge.
Yeah.
Like, the fact he can just run into like 4 heroes like that and not get punished.
Doesn't even lose his Aegis.
Yeah, and they're just going to go up to the high ground straight away. When you're playing against Arc Warden Tree and you get any chance to like start taking buildings, you should probably take it.
Sunray. Balanced ability doing that much damage.
Can they catch the Storm here? Ooh, close.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
A bounty which will matriarch will prize.
I feel like Troll is one of those heroes that with Mag, that because you don't need to build Battle Fury, the fact you can build these like really like strong early game items to allow you to fight is crazy.
And there's the Aegis. Soon to have that Abyssal Blade. And once he has that Abyssal, once he has that jump, I don't know what you do on the side of Aster.
And it's not just that, like, how would you kill him with the massive amount of status resistance he has?
Ame. Oh, silence onto the storm. Bloodstone popped pretty preemptively. Fortune Zen, and there's the kill. DD drops and melts. Meanwhile, Avalanche Toss finds the real Monet, tosses him over to his Tempest double. They say what's up, and Monet press the attack
him
on
out.
the high ground. Overgrowth committed. There's the silence. Faith Beyond, he wants in. Skewer, nothing to say. BKB has the RP. Does he even need to use it on this to get the kill? No, he doesn't. So they've got the Shockwave. They'll use the RP. And now XXS, he's looking like the next victim.
There's no way Aster want to carry on playing this game, surely. Like, they still have Exorcism. This is going to be like 2 sets of racks, right?
Looking like it.
Wow.
Least.
They are stronger-willed than I am.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks has
There's
fallen.
the first set of racks.
Again, like we said, they do have good high ground defense, I guess. So if they can keep their last set of racks alive, maybe they make something happen.
Radiant's
But
middle tower is under
like
attack.
Oracle still has False Promise as well available here.
Radiant's middle tower
They
has fallen.
They want to commit.
Radiant's
There's the
middle
Abyssal. If you
barracks
jump
are
in,
under
I think
attack.
you're asking for death.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to back off after the melee
Radiant's
racks.
middle barracks has fallen.
It's a 23k net worth lead at 27 minutes. And it almost feels like, after not losing a series this whole tournament so far, Aster, they're in for a bit of a rude awakening in the start to this series.
It seems like all of China has been put on notice. And until we see 4 AM against LGD, it's looking like it's going to stay that way.
The Storm top lane, there's an Abyssal on Troll, yeah. Oh, this is a really nice Radiant ward up in the top lane, actually, Oracle.
Oracle looking like he'll fall.
He doesn't realise that they have a ward still there, though, right? Like, he deep wards this high ground, he's like, oh, where's their vision? Like, how have they just seen me? How did they know I was there to duel me? So, great play by
Dire's
Aster.
top tower is under attack.
Bobica, who's having a decent game. But it is rough
Mid lane.
for all of Aster, and look at that. Just the Abyssal, the damage, the silence. They've got RP up in 10. It seems like they're almost going to be forced to buy back on this Storm. Avalanche as well as the toss. That's back towards Ame. Now you're not surviving XSS. Tempest double just doesn't even scratch the surface of how strong LGD are. And they're going to push out top. They will send the Magnus to do it. He's got Orchid, so they've got more silences to follow up on this Storm.
I mean, if they really want to play safe, they can wait for the second rush. But I think if you're doing that, all you're doing is giving Aster like farming time on their heroes, which you don't need to give them. So I think Troll feels pretty unkillable right now. I don't think there's any reason to wait.
Honestly, the only one who feels killable at the moment is Oracle. In my eyes. Paladin sword gifted over to the
Radiant's
troll.
top tower is under attack.
Okay. 44% status
Radiant
resistance.
structures are fortified.
What's his lifesteal at?
Dire are scanning.
A lot.
It's really high.
Blink duel. And if they can kill him, they'll maybe do something here, but they can't do that. He doesn't even pop the Satanic yet. Finally does TMing die, so does XSS. They'll buy back on the Legion Commander. Now they're looking towards the back. They find themselves the Arc Warden with the False Promise onto this Troll. They don't even mind running into the Supernova. Double kill for Ame. 4 heroes die in that exchange, and LGD get the GG call from Aster and take game 1. Just about 1k gold net worth lead per minute.
I mean, the start of that game looked like it was relatively even, right? Like, for the first 5 minutes or so. And then when they just kept running at the Arc Warden over and over again, you were like, for Aster, okay, well, at least Storm's still having a relatively good game. Like, he's doing okay. But then it comes to, like, this 15-minute mark, and you're like, Legion hasn't won any duels yet. And so she's not scaling massively well. She's effectively becoming, like, a glorified Purge with, like, some lockdown available. And this Storm just, dies twice to really good rotations from LGD. And then